You are listening to Off the Cuff. Now, here's your host, Adam Banks.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take
Welcome, everybody, to the 5th anniversary of Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show, coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Amber is in the studio with me. Amber, it's been 5 years since Off the Cuff started. March 1st, 2014, Off the Cuff started its first episode, and here it is, March the 1st, 2019, and Off the Cuff has been on the air.
And we're still coming in to the worst song in history.
The reason that we're coming into this song is because it was the first song ever played on the podcast. So I just have to come into it every year.
I was going to fight you on it and say, let's play Running Down a Dream. I feel like that's a good one that you like to use.
I love that one. We'll go out to it.
Okay.
It'll be a good outro song. It's one of my favorite ones, too.
And you know, that's weird because I feel like when we talk about some of these artists, we don't name, like, I don't feel like Running Down a Dream was a bigger song that Tom Petty had. Like, I feel like we did the same thing with Michael Jackson. We like the songs that were off the beaten path.
Yeah, we do. We do like the songs that were off the beaten path because Michael Jackson, people like Billie Jean, people like The Way You Make Me Feel. Yeah. But we like songs like Scream.
I love Scream. And PYT.
I love that.
And Dangerous.
I love Dangerous, but Dangerous was a big song.
Well, kinda. That we sat and watched, or the day before, because we done 9/11 conspiracy.
And watched the ABC interview that Michael Jackson did with that one interviewer.
We watched Living with Michael Jackson,
yeah.
And then we also watched the Super Bowl performance.
We did.
That was a great performance.
It was a great performance. But Amber, Off the Cuff's been on the air for 5 years. It's been an incredible year. Episode 250, this is.
You've done a lot of things this year.
A lot of things has happened.
About
we
all
have
the things you've done.
Yes, Off the Cuff had its first television air date. It had its first...
you had your first on-air interview, and
yes.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a broadcast. It was a TV broadcast. Did you think it was awesome?
It was awesome. You looked good. You looked professional. You looked confident. You looked focused. You've done really good.
Thank you very much. I tell you, it was an experience being in front of the camera, being live. When that light came on, it's just like, wow. Like, it's just a rush. It's like fight or flight. I felt like I had to do good.
Well, you performed.
I performed when the camera turned on. It was an adrenaline rush, but it was a good interview. The interview went well. It was a interview that Dale Hamilton was having for Knott County Circuit Court Clerk,
yep.
And we did a one-on-one interview. It was broadcast over 5 different counties: Breathitt, Knott, Perry, Letcher, and Floyd. And it was on 5 different channels, TV 24. And it was also on the internet. The internet, you can check it out. It's got like 7,000 views. A lot of people seen that interview. It was a big moment for Off the Cuff. It was interesting being on TV, seeing Off the Cuff have its own set. It was cool. It made me want Off the Cuff to have a TV interview every single week with the show.
We'd have to get you a lot of more blue jackets, though.
You helped me pick out that blue jacket.
We did pick out. That was a very stressful day.
It was, because I didn't want to wear black.
No, but I feel like everything that was going to fit,
I didn't want to wear
was
gray.
going to be black or was going to be gray. And I feel like we ran amok in Macy's. And if you guys have never been to Macy's and shopped in the men's department, I suggest just go.
Yeah.
Because they will watch you like a hawk.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been out with Adam, you know he is very flighty.
Yes.
If he doesn't touch 10,000 things, he doesn't touch anything.
I have to try things on too, and I'll try it on.
Well, but you feel textures and materials, but you'll do it like while you're walking. So he's like carelessly like knocking shit over like continuously. So it's like, here are $1,000 ties flying off this little shelf, and Banks is just whistling on down the aisle.
And people are watching us.
And people are always watching.
When I tried on that blue jacket, I knew it was the one I wanted to make my TV debut on.
But we had to build the outfit.
Yeah.
And I felt like we sat right there with you wearing that blue jacket and built your outfit.
I wore khaki pants. I wore the shoes that I have on, as a matter of fact. And I wore that blue coat with the shirt that I had. I believe it was white.
It was white.
It was white. And my tie, what color was my tie?
Did you wear a tie?
I did, but I cannot. I think it was gray. I think it was a gray tie, I believe. But the set was blue.
I remember you saying that.
And it was interesting because you're just sitting in front of a green screen. That's all you're sitting in front of. And you watch the interview after post-production and you see that they have a whole set, and it's interesting to see how that goes down. That's like episode 1 something in the archives if you want to check that out. You can watch it visually or audio.
But you not only made the campaign video, you ran that campaign.
I did run a campaign.
And I remember when you told me you were going to be running a campaign, I remember thinking, there is no way this boy is going to run a campaign.
And I did.
And you did.
I did.
And you ran a good campaign.
Thank you very much. I ran a lot of commercials, too. Did you hear the commercials?
You ran a lot of commercials. There were 3 big ones, weren't they? Or were there 2 big ones?
There were like 3 or 4 big ones that I made. And then we did the interview.
Yep.
And then we did, I took all the pictures and we posted them online. I ran the Facebook page.
Yep.
I did. I ran that campaign. We lost, but it was an experience.
But it wasn't a landslide loss. Dale was out there. His name got out there. People knew what he stood for, and you helped him do that.
Yeah.
So even if he wasn't going to win, didn't win, and unfortunately didn't win, but people still knew what he was about.
Yeah.
So he got to voice his opinion to everybody, and you helped with that. So
it was very interesting, and I appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words.
Well, you done good.
But Off the Cuff also had Facebook live broadcasts that I did during the March Madness episodes. I don't know if you watched any of those.
You know, I'm not a fan of the sports episodes.
I know you're not, but did you see where I recorded live broadcast?
I feel like I watched.
It was something different. It was something the podcast did for the first time. So in that season of the podcast this past year, that's one of the landmarks that we did.
I won't be in your Facebook Live video, but I wouldn't mind to join this year because you've introduced me to sports heavily this year.
I have, yes. We could definitely bring sports up more periodically in our shows because just like tonight, we went to the Tennessee-Kentucky game, the biggest game at Rupp since, like I said,
102 years before. It has been over 102 years since Kentucky and Tennessee, which are considered to be the biggest rivals, have been in the top 5 and played.
Yes.
So it was 102 years. Tonight was history. We had College Game Day here again.
We did.
Second time this season.
Rupp Arena was sold out.
Rupp was sold.
I had never seen a crowd so hyped for a game at Rupp Arena.
Did you look around at the seats? Like, I always like to look to see what seats are empty.
Yeah.
Like, how many people didn't show up. I don't remember seeing any empty seats tonight.
There was no empty seats. Rupp Arena was crowded. It was sold out. Rupp Arena holds, 23,000 people?
23,000 people.
It had to be sold out.
And it was deafening.
It was. And we won by 12?
It was a little more than that. It was 69-86.
Kentucky won. We beat the number 1 team in the country. But unfortunately, we lost to LSU just the other day. So I think that's going to make a difference in the ranking.
Well, I think it'll be a little bit of balance. I would not be surprised to see us maybe land in 4th.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Yeah.
Like right now we're 5. So I think that because we lost to LSU, which was the 16th team, so it wasn't like a bad loss.
Yeah.
Then we beat the number 1 team.
Number 1.
So I think that we'll move to 4 because it's going to definitely be the rankings next week. It's going to be Duke, Tennessee. I don't know who 3 will be. I don't know. And then Kentucky will be 4.
Yeah. But tonight was a good game.
It was.
And you know what was funny was the guy behind us.
Yes.
I
have never been kicked so hard in my butt in my entire life. He literally kicked my butt. He literally, his toes, I'm telling you, felt the muscles in my butt because he kicked it so hard. We were sitting there, and we were in Upper Arena. It was...
we were in that weird thing where it only goes from like A to M. Like we were in like a smaller section and then jam-packed us.
But it was a jam-packed smaller section. There was not any room. We were on these bleachers. And it's ridiculous that Rupp Arena is like this. This Upper Arena, they put us on bleachers.
Yep.
And they have us on bleachers, and it was full. I sat beside this little boy who was chill. He was very chill. He clapped, he was chill. He didn't get on my nerves. And most, little 12-year-olds would get on my nerves.
Yeah.
So he was chill. and then you were on my right, and then next to you was, I think, some chill people, right?
Yeah, the older man was getting mad because of the gentleman behind us.
But the gentleman behind us,
directly behind
who kicked
Banks.
me, who was a Tennessee fan.
His wife was behind me. She was a heavy UK fan. And then the husband was sitting behind Banks, heavy Tennessee fan.
And she kicked me. Do you remember her holding me and saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. This is my first game. I'm so excited." I'm like, "It's fine." It's because she kicked me. But her husband kicked me. And when he kicked me, he felt so bad when he kicked me. He took me by the face and put his face next to mine and squeezed it together and said, "I'm so sorry. I did not mean to kick you."
So all I see is Banks being caressed by this older man. Because I was so out of it.
Who was a Tennessee fan who had on bright orange.
And he was talking so much smack.
The entire game.
First half, second half.
Yeah, he was gone.
He's gone.
He gone.
He gone.
He left after the second half. First half, he wouldn't shut up.
We were up, we were up 3 almost instantaneously. We were up 3.
Yeah.
And then we kind of held that 3-6 lead for probably the first 5 minutes into the second half.
Right.
And so the whole time, we're kind of going back and forth, we'll make a 3, Tennessee make 2. We'll make a 3, Tennessee will make 2. We made, 3 threes, like pretty much back to back. So every time they'd make a 3, he'd say, "Bulls, this game ain't over with."
Yeah, that's okay. We'll
okay.
come back.
Yeah.
That's okay. And then Kentucky get up a little bit more and be like, "That's okay. Ref's giving it to him. We
Yeah,
good. We good."
Ref's giving it to him.
And then they'd make another 3. He'd say, "Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He keeps saying, "Uh-oh.
Where's them boys at?"
Yeah.
Where's them boys? And so it honestly reminded me of like a Beaver Creek circa 2000 2002 basketball game.
Those were
where all of these parents, we didn't have anything else back home.
No.
Honestly, all we had was this elementary school basketball team tournament that we would have every year. And I'm talking like Cody's mom.
Yeah, those teams,
people.
those teams back when you're in like elementary school, high school, the parents make those games because of their reactions to their players, because they have a relationship with those players. It's their kids, their nephews, cousins, whatever. So yeah, but that fan was an obnoxious fan. He got shut down because we kept gaining.
We just kept going and kept going.
And gaining points.
He left at halftime, and I think he came back, kicked you, and then he bounced.
He kicked me, and I think he meant to, but then he felt bad immediately because he seen how mad I got when I turned around. Like, I was turning around and about to say something, dude, because when he kicked me so hard, I was like, wow. And then that's when he, like, caressed me and was like, "I'm sorry, I did not mean to kick you."
He just kept going. And finally, by that last, you were like, "Dude, it's all right."
It's okay, because he kept apologizing. I was like, "You apologized."
Yeah, because you're like, "Seriously, dude, it's cool."
I was like, "You and your wife has beat me up all game. Just chill."
Just chill
but
out.
But Upper Arena is rough, man.
It was rough up there.
It's rough. It's a rough world in the Upper Arena of Rupp Arena.
But it was...
It was a fun game.
It was a fun game, and we won, and...
We got to see some old UK basketball players. Winion Gabriel, Malik Monk.
Gilchrist.
Michael Kidd Gilchrist. We got to see all those guys back. They were the Y. They stood out and they were the Y. Big things are happening. I said at the beginning of the basketball season, I said it on a podcast, I said that this team was going to go 40-0. Okay? That was a little outlandish. They're not. They lost 4 games. But this team I'm still sticking by it. They could win a national championship.
We played good tonight.
We beat the number 1 team in the country.
My boy came out with
PJ
23 points tonight.
Yeah.
I can't even remember how many rebounds.
He was good.
I mean, boy came to play tonight.
Yeah.
And he did.
He did.
And he done an excellent job.
It was fun. This makes our second game that we've been to.
Second game we've been to together in this season.
Yeah. Did we sit? The first set of seats that we had was in like a wheelchair section.
It's in it's lower arena wheelchair.
Yeah.
And when I bought the tickets, I just remember thinking I want to experience sitting lower down. Because I had been to a couple of other games, but I always said upper arena, so I wanted to experience lower arena because you always talk about how much better it is.
Yeah.
So we snagged some tickets like right as like Christmas or Thanksgiving break. We went like the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Like $50 sitting in the wheelchair section. There's 6 seats, and me and Banks had the 2 on the end, and that was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time.
It was a really good time, and now we got to experience Upper Arena together.
Oh.
It was rough. You were squeezed in. You were getting kicked. Did you get kicked, Kenny?
Oh, so many times.
You get kicked.
That one guy, like, a guy came through and put his fingers in my hair, and my head jerked.
Oh no, this woman, when she I don't know what she was doing, but when she bent down, her hair went into mine. I'm like, I hope you don't have lice. Because if you have lice, no, I have it. And my head started itching all the rest of the game because she bent down and had her hair into mine.
Were you thinking about having lice the whole time?
No, my head started itching because I said, man, if she has lice. But then I started thinking logically, I highly doubt this young lady behind me has lice.
That's true.
She was older, but I doubt she has lice.
Yeah.
But her hair in my head, I was like, dang, man, Upper Arena is rough.
It was rough.
Upper Arena is rough. They need to redo the seats.
I would really like to see them redo the seats, but until then, I think we're just going to have to be selective with our games so we can sit lower.
Yeah, it was a good experience. We also had a really good experience the other night. Everybody knows that I like to go gambling. I like to play cards. I like to play the slot machines. And in Lexington, they have the Red Mile, which is our equivalent to a casino. We
just
don't
minus tables. We just have
minus tables. It's just slots. And we go out there. I never hardly win on slots. I've won a couple times. But the other night, me and you, Amber, we go out to the Red Mile. It was your idea.
Well, so you had conned me into going
A couple months back.
And one of the reasons you conned me to go, and I hate saying con like that, I'm not saying that in a negative manner, but he coerced me into going, was because we talked about the beverages.
Yeah.
Beverages.
They have good pop.
Beverages at a casino are awesome.
Yes.
So Banks was like, yes, they have the beverages. So this was our third time going.
To the Red Mile.
To the Red Mile.
It was your idea. You called me.
I called.
And I was like, oh, you wanted to go.
We had talked about it the night before.
The night before you wanted to go randomly.
I love going with Adam. I love going with... He's like a child seeing, toys for the first time. He gets very excited.
It's one of those things that makes me happy in life.
I know, and I feed off of that.
Yeah,
so the second that he starts getting amped, I start getting amped. So it's for a good 30 minutes, we're both super amped.
And we're at the Red Mile.
And we go in, and Adam being a better expert than me at it, it's all right, let's go check our $5 free play, see if we got a free play. Banks, you had one. I did not.
Yeah.
So we head on in, and there were these 2 machines that I enjoyed. You took me there my first time, and then we went back to those the second time. And we went this time, and there were people there, but they were different. It was a different machine. Remember, they didn't have the same machine side by side.
Right, yeah. And I remember wanting to check out the 10-cent machines. I said, let's play these machines so we can stay a little bit longer, is what I said. And I saw that there was some 10-cent machines there. We sat down, we played, we went do no good, and you stayed beside me the whole time.
Yep.
We both sat down, we played the machine, didn't win, moved to another one, what hit and didn't win. And I said, these hit sometimes, these are fun. And I said, usually the ones with the lower jackpots hit more.
Yep.
I just was honestly just pulling that out of my ass.
Well,
and
do you remember what you said to me on the way in the parking lot?
What?
It'd be funny if one of us hit the jackpot.
I did say that.
I know.
I'd say, wouldn't that be funny if one of us hit the jackpot in here?
And you done that. You do that little laugh.
Yes. Yeah.
He done his little laugh because you're getting pumped.
I'm getting ready.
We're crossing the road, so you're getting amped up. And he done that little laugh.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be funny if one of us hit the jackpot?
And
in my head, I was like, that ain't happening.
Yeah. And then we sit down at those machines, and I remember...
It was Angel. I was on the Angel machine.
One, and there was the
and
Devil
you were
one.
on the Devil machine.
Yeah, and it was I can't remember what it was called. And I remember sitting there playing that machine, and it's fun because when you hit the bonus...
Oh, but wait, the best part... When I've told this story, the best part about it is you get so mad if you don't get the bonuses. I feel like, literally, it is like somebody has just, like, hit him with a ball in dodgeball, because he's pissed.
Yeah, when I sit there
and you vocalize it.
Yeah, when I'm sitting there and I'm playing, it's like I'm playing golf and I like miss the ball, or like my ball doesn't go where I want it to go. Like when I'm playing slots and I don't hit the bonus, I get frustrated. So I vocalize it. And
he started vocalizing his frustration for not hitting the bonus.
Yeah, for not hitting the bonus. You know, I lost my $5 free play already. I put in $20. And I'm down to like $16. And I've hit the bonus a couple times. And when you hit the bonus, what happens is you have to match 3 boxes. But you get to pick like from like 30 boxes. And you get to, but you have to match 3. And the first time you match 3 boxes, that's your prize. So you have the mini, which is like $1.50.
It was $1.25 on that one.
You had the major, which was like $15.
Yeah.
And then you had something Supreme, which was like $200. Yeah. And then you have Grand, which was jackpot.
Which was jackpot.
Which was what was on the top of the machine. And at this particular time, it was $1,100. And I remember I hit the boxes, and first one I hit was like Grand. Second one I hit was Mini. Third one I hit was Supreme. Fourth one I hit was Mini. Fifth one I hit was Grand. Sixth one I hit was Mini.
So you got that $1.25.
Yeah.
But that was enough to keep you going, though.
It was enough to keep me going, and then I remember like getting a bonus again, and
by this time you were amped. You were super jazzed by this time.
And I remember like you were helping me pick the boxes, and then I missed it again. Then I get the bonus again. And on the third time I hit something like
first card we turned over was Grand.
Was Grand. And then second was minor.
Was Grand.
Was second
you
Grand.
You only turned over 3 cards.
Did I hit Grand?
You hit Grand. Remember, because I said let's play it like Super Mario 3 flip game.
I can't believe that happened. When that happened, honestly, I couldn't face the machine because I didn't want to see what happened. When I hit Grand, it said, congratulations, you hit the jackpot. And all of a sudden, $1,100 came as credit to my machine. And the woman walking, I didn't know what to do.
Well, so you turned around because, like, at this point, he would not watch the machine. I was the one watching the dollar amount go up.
I couldn't watch it. I could not watch the machine.
He instantly turns around to this lady, and he was like, "I hit the jackpot," and threw his hands up in the air.
I threw my hands up in the air, and I said, I hit the jackpot. I still couldn't watch the machine, and I think out of my peripheral, I looked over at the machine, and I saw a treasure chest open with coins flying out of it. It said, congratulations, you hit the jackpot.
But then here's where the confusion starts. So Banks is asking the lady, you know, like, okay, like, so this means I got the jackpot, what do I do? And she looks at him and she says, well, it's your money. And then I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, she kept saying it's your money, and then I was thinking she was going to like say something like it's not what you think.
Yeah, like it's only credit here in the Red Mile.
It's only, like what are you talking about? And I was like, oh my gosh. But anyway, she was basically saying that the money don't have to be taxed.
Yeah.
So I got to keep the $1,100. Already gone because I paid off a credit card. It was a nice little boost for me. It was money I did not have.
It was
rush.
Nice.
It was fun. It was something that was interesting. I never had won that much at a casino type place, so that was cool. $1,100.
And we got a pop and left.
And
we literally got a pop and left.
And the pop is amazing.
The pop is amazing.
I love the pop of the Red Mile.
But you did also take me to B-Dubs that night and bought my food.
Well, right now I'm drinking a Mountain Dew, and what I like about these pops is that they have the larger cans.
Yeah.
Larger cans.
I only like Pepsi in a can. That's about it. Like, if I could pick my perfect beverage, it would be Coke in a glass bottle.
I don't know. I think that you can't beat an ice cold pop out of the fridge, like in a can. You cannot beat that. When your pop is really cold, or you get it out of an ice chest, one of those canned pops, it's hard to beat.
Back at Troy's?
No. Like getting it out of like a cooler at like a school dance. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think they used to store them in the milk crates at Beaver when we had concession stands.
They were so good. I love getting pop.
I will say that every pop I got out of the machine when we were in grade school was really good. Nothing beat getting a Mountain Dew, though.
You know, Mountain Dew is something that I drink very rarely, but it's so good when I drink it.
I know. I love it.
Do you like my beard?
Still not a fan.
Still not a fan?
Still not a fan.
Do I need to trim it?
I don't know. You know, after it scared me that time that I realized you had a beard.
It just scared you.
It just scared me. Aversion for your beard.
Aversion? What do you mean?
I think I've got an aversion for it.
What's that mean?
I don't like it. I don't want it.
Trying to be a grown-ass man, though.
David Little?
Like David Little. Do you remember what he looked like, though?
Yes, I can very vividly remember him.
Does he have Facebook?
Honestly, yes, I think he does.
That's a grown-ass man.
Yeah. Why did we bring him up at the UK game? Why do we find reasons to bring him up every day now?
Did we bring him up at the UK game?
We did, because we were talking about number 22, Travis. And I said, look at him down there being a little asshole. And you said, guess how old he is? And I said, he's 18. You said, he's almost 25. And I said, he's a grown-ass man. And you said, like David Little.
I said like David Little.
And then I was like, David Little.
I'm serious. Like, sometimes that's why I don't feel grown. Like, I don't feel like I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, shouldn't I look like David Little?
David Little. He had a very strong jawline. And he had that long mullet.
Yeah. He fought roosters, too.
Probably with Brandon.
Brandon was there. I guarantee they knew each other.
I guarantee it. Guarantee it. David Little.
5 years of Off the Cuff. 5 years.
You talked about a lot of stuff.
We've talked about a lot of stuff for the last 5 years. You have come on board just a year ago. Or 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I wonder what your episode count is. I keep episode counts, so I need to look at it and see. I think you're still...
I think we have a good idea with what we've been talking about today.
Which was?
You said you wanted to add a segment, and you threw out your idea, and we bounced off each other. I think that's going to be a good thing.
We're going to throw that in there eventually.
Yeah.
That's going to be in future episodes. This season, this next season of Off the Cuff, it's going to be exciting. Stay tuned, folks, for the next season of Off the Cuff, because we got a lot of things coming.
We've got conspiracy theories to talk about.
We've got current events that will be happening that haven't even happened yet. And
segments.
Interviews. The possible Claudia Downs interview. I shouldn't even say possible. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
This interview will happen. It will happen.
We should probably stop researching this so much stuff.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we should. We've done too much research for that interview. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to another episode of Off the Cuff. It has been an excellent 5 years. It's been a wonderful 5 years, a fun 5 years. Amber, I want to thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
And we'll see you next time.